proposition, right? I mean, World War II, I think Boeing was plopping like 16 B-17s off a line a day. Think about that, right? So to the industry partners that sponsor this and for everything that you do for our Marine Corps, I am eternally grateful, and I know where this comes from, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, and I know General Smith and I have talked about this before. If there's people ask me all the time, what keeps you up at night? I'm not as good as Mattis, but not much keeps me up at night. Maybe my shoulder. I'll tell you what worries me is our industrial base, and that really worries me. And yes, we are in a Cold War, and I think the president was right to call him a dictator. He is. So these are the things we're dealing with, and this is the stuff that industry is helping us deal with, and that's kind of what tonight is about. So look, the Navy Marine Corps team, the Navy Marine Corps Expeditionary team is extraordinary. There is nothing else like it on the face of the planet. And a couple of months ago, I was on a trip down to the Gulf Coast. I was visiting Huntington Ingalls, and we were on LPD 29. I couldn't take them to the well deck on LHA 8 because they were hanging the stern gate. But I had Representative Trent Kelly, HASC chairman, and Representative Courtney. And so I kind of hijacked the tour away from Carol Wilkinson, and we walked away and I showed Representative Courtney a well deck. See how good my shoulder moves? Perfectly fine. I said, we actually flood the well deck up to about there on the wall. And he's like, what? And I'm like, and then we do no other. And if it was the Bougainville, right, the big deck that's about to go into the water, and the next one is Fallujah, we would be conducting simultaneous surface ops, LCAC, LCU, and whatever else is coming out of the well deck that you may or may not know about. And Representative Courtney. We're slinging F-35s and tilt rotors off the flight deck. Tour away from Carol Wilkinson. Is that me? Okay, good. And it is amazing when you think about the Naval Expeditionary Team, and that's what tonight is about. And the four folks, and I met them earlier today, they came over to CDNI and saw me. It's the Navy Marine Corps team, and it is absolutely, utterly extraordinary. And this is the only Navy Marine Corps team in the world that can do the things that we do. And that's what tonight is about. And we have, and as the future commandant has talked about, we cannot see this advantage. We have a maritime expeditionary advantage that no other, and look, the CCP is figuring it out really, really quick. Okay? And so that's what tonight's about. And so folks, without any further ado, for a human being that's a dear friend of mine, and I wish we'd be at the Afterburner eating burritos as colonels together, a dear friend, a man that I respect beyond words, our future commandant, the acting commandant, General Eric Smith. Sir, come on up.
Okay. So I will tell you, right just then, Hazel said, I think I just hurt myself. He did not say that. So Hazel is physically the toughest individual you're ever going to meet. So a couple of thanks, and they've been done before, but they're worth doing again. To the Marine Corps Association, Chuck and your entire team, thanks for doing this. They're doing this genuinely out of the goodness of their hearts. It's a for-profit, but not for a lot of profit. Because they give back. This is what they do. They give back, they give back, they give back. And so you really do provide an environment in which we can have a professional, thoughtful, respectful, contentious is okay, but a respectful, contentious discussion and debate about things that matter. Things that matter. So thanks to the MCA. To General Heckel. So I'll say this, and not being self-effacing, just saying it, because the people that are there now and the people that have been around a while, and Kevin, you're here, and Kurt's over here, Sean, you're here. There's a bunch of folks that I've been working with, John, who have been working at CDNI for a long time, since I was a colonel. Okay, so they've been there for a hot minute. And you know what I'm talking about. You've seen a lot of CG McCitics or DC CDNIs come and go. And I'm here to tell you, I've seen a bunch of them come and go. And Ken Gluck's in here along with me, so I'm putting Ken in the same category as me here. So no, not dinging up. I won't be self-effacing for Ken because that's not cool. But I have not seen a better CG McCittick or a better Deputy Commandant CD9 than Hazel, because he's got more energy than I got. He has been driving this thing, and he's taken stuff that was started. It's easy to get stuff started. It's hard to finish. And he's actually getting stuff finished. Taking it from concept to con ops, that's hard work. Coming up with a concept's not that hard. So I did some concepting, but he's taking it to the cross finish line. So again, it's a privilege to get to be here to support you and your team, because I know you're going to turn it to the team. So I'm going to make you stand there or sit there and take some accolades from it, even though you're going to hate it later. But I do appreciate everything that you do, Hazel, for us, for the Marine Corps, for every young Lance Corporal who's out there. For the team at McCittick, and that's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about this. And if you notice, these are paddles, right? They're very, very heavy. You're not picking this up, Hazel. These are not with your right arm. These are paddles. And the reason that they're paddles is because if you look for those that are reconnaissance Marines, that is sort of symbol of being expeditionary, right? That means combat rubber raiding craft with a paddle, right? That harkens back to the raiders who went ashore at Macon, right? This is part of our history. These are our roots. When you get in a small inflatable boat, a dinghy with a paddle, swift, silent, deadly, everybody remembers that, but that's why this is here. That's why this is the symbol that is being handed out to the Expeditionary Warfare team, because it's about warfare. We're not here for, well, we'd like to deter people. I wish you'd be deterred. But if you won't be deterred, we'll kill you. And that's a fact, because that's how we work. That is the Marine Corps' job. We would prefer to deter. Frankly, most of the Lance Corporals would prefer you not be deterred, because they would like to go visit upon you the things that they've been trained to do. And it's not false bravado. It's who we are. It's who we recruit. It's who we retain. It's our ethos. It's what we do. It's why we exist. And so when these awards are handed out to, as Hazel said, to the Navy Marine Corps team, 2 sailors, 2 Marines, 1 officer, 1 enlisted, 1 officer, 1 enlisted. That's naval integration. So when you ever hear stuff, hey, Navy Marine Corps fighting, well, where's Jesse? So Jesse and I were colonel captain together, working for CNO and the commandant, and we can both tell you when we're fighting over the last dollar. Oh yeah, we're throwing down. There's $1 left. We both want it. We're going to fight inside the house, but everything below that last dollar, we're integrated, because what we understand is we fight and die together, fight and win together, or we would fight apart and lose. The thing that makes us unique is that we are a naval expeditionary team. We bring all the combat power. We bring floating gas stations, airfields, hospitals, power projection platforms. We bring all that. Sovereign territory. We need a grand total of this many people to authorize our access, basing, and overflight, because we can go anywhere we want to go where the law allows, anything outside of 12 miles, and if required, we can go inside. Because we ask permission, but when it comes to extremists, and it is a situation where America's national defense is at stake, we would seek permission first, but we don't require it. We have forcible entry capability. That's what we bring to the Joint Force, a unique thing that we bring to the Joint Force. That's what your Marine Corps is capable of. They're demonstrating it today. They're poised to do it globally, from the high north through the middle of Central Command's area of operations, throughout the Pacific with 31st MU. They're ready to do it today. They're training to do it for tomorrow. We're going to do it even better. And the reason we're going to do it better, and this comes to tonight, is because of what these 4 individuals represent and this team here at McCittick, at CD&I, what they do. Because they're working nights, they're working weekends, they eat, sleep, they love it, they breathe it. It's not like we're paying any overtime around here. I mean, because I don't think we're paying overtime. We're not paying any overtime. And you know, we give time off. So we have a GS-13 busting his or her backside, working down here in fires or working down here in logistics. And we say, well, I can't offer you anything else, but I can give you 8 hours time off. And they'll say, okay, great. And they'll throw it in the back of the truck along with the 400 other hours of time off that they've been granted, but they don't take it because they're busy doing this. They're doing it because they fully understand that there's a Lance Corporal out there who's going to live or die based on what they produce. And they got to produce it today, not yesterday, or pardon me, they wouldn't do it yesterday, not tomorrow, not in 2 weeks. That's what they do. That's guys like Sean Brody. They do it every day. Kevin McConnell, one of the longest serving guys who's out here. Kevin McConnell taught me everything I know about how to do requirements. He was the deputy of Fires Maneuver Integration Division when I was the head, but he let me think I was the head of Fires Maneuver Integration Division because Kevin actually, Kevin, what am I supposed to say? Just say yes to this. Okay, yes, we'll do that. I learned a ton. So for wherever Kevin is, thank you. There he is. So I am just grateful to this team on behalf of every Marine, because the cool thing about being the acting is I get to say on behalf of every Marine. So to the entire team here at CD&I, we're grateful because the things that you're doing, the work that you put in, the weekends, the extra time at night, it does matter. It matters to the Lance Corporals. It matters to the lieutenants. And we cannot do it without you. I mean, nothing happens on its own. It happens with this initiative, with this dedication. Guys like JD, who hadn't had a day of leave, I don't know, in 15 years. JD's the only person who's actually ever given back 1,000 days of leave is the chief, the previous chief, Dave Bardorf over there. And I can go around the room because I happen to know this crowd, which is why I was not going to miss this. I'm leaving tomorrow to go to the Pacific, and that's all going to be great. But this is where you don't miss, right? This is one. And I've missed a couple because I can't make it fit. This one you make fit, because this is the engine room of the Marine Corps. It always has been, it always will be. General Gluck was a CG when I was a CG, now Hazel's CG. This is, BT was the deputy here. This is the engine of the Marine Corps. And if this thing ever slows down, takes its foot off the accelerator, the Marine Corps as a whole slows down. Most people don't understand what McCitic or CD&I does until you get here. When you get here, you're like, how did I not know that they touched everything in the Marine Corps? Because you weren't here. But they touch everything, from personnel through equipment, through everything that you can imagine. So for the 4 award recipients that you're going to hear tonight, or hear about, and we're going to recognize, any applause at the end of me flapping my gums should be directed at them, not at anything I'm saying, because we're here for them, and we're here for all those they represent. Because for these 4, there's 40 who could have been here. It's, this one, they're all completely qualified to receive an award such as this. They're just representatives of the greatness that is here in the enterprise across the Navy Marine Corps naval team. And so for the sponsors that help with this matters. I mean, because you motivated somebody to work a weekend that they're probably going to work anyway, but they worked even harder. And because they worked a little harder, we got 1 day ahead. And we're 1 day ahead when the war starts. That's 5 less youngsters who are killed or maimed doing the business of America. I mean, that's a direct correlation to you supporting, MCA supporting this. It's a big deal. So that's your part to play. I'd ask you to keep playing it. I'd ask you to play it more, play it louder, because we need this if the engine of the Marine Corps is going to go, because you're the gas, and the machine's got to be fed. And it's just a phenomenal place to be. So what I would offer to you as I close out here is, and if I was you, I'm just making a recommendation. The next person, for Chuck, the next person you should have come speak at one of these is not me. I would not offer it to me. I'd offer it to him. Because if you want to hear somebody speak that'll like motivate you, I mean, okay, I can blah blah, but I'm about a scale of 1 to 10. I'm working about a 4.5 right now. Sergeant Major Ruiz, he's a full-time 9+, 9, 5, 10 some days, 10 most days. But you want your 20th Sergeant Major Marine Corps up here because he can do everything I did, but he's got even more experience. He's married to a retired Master Sergeant who was a crash fire rescue Marine, then a contracting official in the Marine Corps. until she got stolen away from us. Still not happy about that. But you want the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps up here speaking as soon as possible, because you're going to say, holy cow, where did we get him? Well, we only have one of him, but we got a bunch that want to be him. And tonight generates the motivation for a bunch of young Marines to want to be Carlos Ruiz. So I would offer to you, think about that, because he and I we try not to be more than a couple arms distance apart, because there's a lot of goodness in having your Sergeant Major real close, because he keeps me from doing stupid things. He's going on this trip as the adult supervision. So we are about to spend 7 days about this close to each other. So for the Sergeant Major and Andrea, thank you for being here. As always, Trish, thanks for all your pro bono work. And for the team that is here tonight, just thank you for honoring the 4 who represent 40, who represent 400, who are the engine of the Marine Corps. And the final word, again, I would end it where I began. You're really fortunate that you got somebody with Hazel's energy and drive and singular focus on warfighting. I mean, everything that comes out of his mouth is a lethal word. That's what you want in a CD&I. Everything that comes out of his mouth is about warfighting, about lethality. So we're very fortunate to have him and Michelle, and I'm looking forward to handing these recipients their justly deserved awards. Thanks to Chuck. Thanks to all y'all for being here. And please direct your applause at our 4 recipients. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2023 Combat Development Dinner to celebrate Naval Expeditionary Warfare Excellence. Please join me with a round of applause for the tireless efforts of the Marine Corps Association team, as well as the club staff that have made tonight's events possible. Thank you. The individuals and organizations we recognize tonight represent the countless Marines and sailors practicing and affecting the current and future of naval expeditionary warfare and amphibious capabilities. A biography and complete citation for all of the award recipients is available by scanning the QR code in tonight's program. The first presentation of the evening is the Marine Corps Expeditionary Warfare Officer of the Year Award. This award is supported by Innovative Reasoning. Innovative Reasoning is a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business supporting the federal government and industry partners, providing professional support services in program management, lifecycle logistics, and training resource management. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Heather Tygart, President of Federal Programs for Innovative Reasoning, to the stage. The Marine Corps Expeditionary Warfare Officer of the Year is awarded to Captain Casey Lamar for his actions while attached to the 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit. Through innovative concepts, leadership, and teamwork, Captain Lamar significantly impacted the future of naval expeditionary warfare and amphibious capabilities by enhancing the effectiveness of surface surveillance through experimental, non-program of record collection capabilities and synchronized complex multi-domain operations, as well as authoring comprehensive Ellis reports that assess the suitability of locations ashore for MU operations. Thank you, Ms. Tygart, and congratulations, Captain Lamar. Next is the presentation of the Marine Corps Expeditionary Warfare Staff Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year Award. This award is supported by First Command. With a vision of lifelong financial security for our nation's military families, First Command has been the financial coach for those who serve for over 65 years. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. John Ozerchuk to the stage. The Marine Corps Expeditionary Warfare Staff Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year is awarded to Gunnery Sergeant Jeremy Kofsky for his actions while attached to Counterintelligence and Human Intelligence Division, Intelligence Directorate, Combined Joint Task Force, Operation Inherent Resolve. As the Staff Non-Commissioned Officer in charge, Counterintelligence and Human Intelligence Division, Gunnery Sergeant Kofsky led 130 joint personnel operating in Iraq, Syria, and Kuwait, directing cross-organizational integration to fuse information operations with human intelligence operations and a first-of-its-kind anti-terrorism red team initiative. Gunnery Sergeant Kofsky also initiated a $1.2 million artificial intelligence project with Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the Air Force that will have theater-wide persistent counterintelligence implications in support of joint force protection. Thank you, Mr. Ozerchuk, and congratulations to Gunnery Sergeant Kofsky. Next is the presentation of the Navy Expeditionary Warfare Officer of the Year Award. This award is supported by Huntington Ingalls Industries. HII is a global defense provider that builds the world's most powerful ships, including the America-class LHA and San Antonio-class LPD amphibious warships for the Navy Marine Corps team. HII's all-domain solutions create the advantage for our armed forces to secure peace and protect freedom around the world. At this time, I would like to invite Rear Admiral James Loebling, United States Navy retired, to the stage. The Navy Expeditionary Warfare Officer of the Year is awarded to Lieutenant Commander Ryan Cornforth, Expeditionary Strike Group 7, Commander Task Force 76-3. As Joint Interface Control Officer, Expeditionary Strike Group 7, Lieutenant Commander Cornforth consistently worked to enhance interoperability throughout Task Force 76-3 and increase capabilities between joint forces and allied partners, establishing the ability to command and control in the Integrated Littoral Warfare Center watch floor by establishing architecture pathways to pull Link 16 tactical picture from the USS America, increasing situational awareness and redundancy into the common tactical picture. Thank you, Rear Admiral Loebling, and congratulations to Lieutenant Commander Cornforth. The final presentation of the evening is the Navy Expeditionary Warfare Enlisted Sailor of the Year Award. This award is supported by Kalman and Company. Founded in 1986 and has been at the forefront of acquisition, program analysis, logistics, business, and process improvement support services for federal and commercial clients ever since. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Stephanie Pavlo of Kalman and Company to the stage. The Navy Expeditionary Warfare Enlisted Sailor of the Year is awarded to Chief Boatswain's Mate Alfred Martinez, Deck Department, Leading Chief Petty Officer, USS Harper's Ferry. Wow. As the 1st and 2nd Division Leading Chief Petty Officer for the USS Harper's Ferry, Chief Martinez masterfully delivered exceptional results under the most challenging joint amphibious environments, leading Deck Department with his immense technical knowledge of amphibious operations through 94 launches and recoveries of landing craft with 0 mishaps, enabling Harpers Ferry to successfully execute Joint Field Training Exercise Valiant Shield 22, San Francisco Fleet Week, and Steel Knight 23. Thank you, Ms. Pavlo, and congratulations to Chief Bosun's Mate Martinez. At this time, will all award recipients please return to the stage for a final round of applause and group photo?
With your heavy ass awards. You don't know the break one. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Lieutenant General Shirati.
Ladies and gentlemen, we come to that time of the night when we have to say goodnight to you. Thank you for a wonderful evening. And what was that? I just couldn't resist. Hold on a second. Heckle just couldn't resist dropping the word. Yeah, that's right. I do it. So I had a bet on that one. So good on you. Good on you, Hazel. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I wish all of you a pleasant evening, safe travels home, and as always, Semper Fidelis. Thank you.